So, how many times have you tried to buy something and you got discouraged by the entire process and ended up not buying anything? This is the exact problem many people go through when looking through your funnel, because rather than guiding them through a process that aligns with their expectations and goals, you stretch out the patience. And you wouldn't want that happening to you. So why are you neglecting your customer's customer journey? Because you can have the best lead generation system in the world, but as soon as they enter your world, your funnel, and they're met with something that does not align with them, it kills their entire momentum. And momentum is the fuel of any funnel. Lose it, and your leads will lose interest instantly. So take a second to think, who is the real chaser at the beginning of a customer journey? Because your awareness-orientated content for this part of the buyer's journey might cast the net. But does your net mean much at this point? Because your goal is relevance and relatability with the customer's current position. So, in fact, you want to end up in the prospect's net. Instead, you want them to be pleased with their discovery, with their catch, that is you, because it is their journey. And so you need to be invited to come along and then ultimately be promoted to become their guide. But how do you create a customer journey that is going to ensure the leads enter the funnel and leave as happy customers? Well, first you have to understand that perceived value is relative to cost, and their customer journey needs to give them their best bang for buck, because nothing is truly free. Because going through your funnel is going to cost them time, energy, mental bandwidth, attention, which all decrease perceived value. So you have to ask yourself at each key touch point, how can you ensure to minimize these so that the journey is easier to go through? Because understanding what your audience values leads to an easier journey optimization. It's very difficult to change someone's mind, and it's a challenge that rarely provides a return on investment. So it's much easier to find the current barriers in their journey and amend them to your customer's current main beliefs and goals. And this customer journey map allows you to identify key aspects such as important touch points that can make or break the perception that they have of your brand. And these are what I call moments of truth on their journey. And your ability to identify how they're feeling at every single turn is what makes a customer journey mapping a powerful exercise, because it allows you to take your customer's perspective and use it as an opportunity to find solutions to any problem they may face when interacting with your business. So you might be thinking, what specifically are moments of truth and how can you use them to your advantage? Well, moments of truth come from a psychological bias that's in play, that's crucial in crafting effective funnels. It's called the peak end rule, and essentially people judge an experience based on the most intense moments, which is the peak, and the final moments, which is the end of the experience, rather than the average of every single moment in that timeline. So if you've been in a relationship and that didn't go very well, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you don't remember the day-to-day boring stuff, but you for sure remember the first date, the first kiss, the breakup, and it's these moments that leave the most impressionable mark in the memory. And so in terms of funnels and customer journey, the moments of truth represent the points in the journey where a key event occurs. For example, where the customer forms a strong opinion about your brand. It could be positive and negative. And there are touch points where clients either fall in love with your product or simply leave. And this is why understanding your audience's perceived value is key, because adding value and subtracting roadblocks to value make up the entire customer journey, and therefore they are all pieces of the puzzle that need to be considered at every touch point. And so to bring it all together, a moment of truth is basically any interaction that can change the customer's mind for better or for worse, and that paints the entire final picture and experience of your business. So for example, imagine you see a 5-star restaurant on your Uber Eats. The menu has a lot of options, pictures that are mouth-watering, the callback service is flawless, and the delivery is lightning speed. However, despite all that, it all comes down to the taste test. The moment of truth arrives when you taste that pizza. At that point, you either fall in love with the restaurant or you don't. And it is exactly the same with your brand. And these moments influence overall customer experiences, and they hold the power to shape our impression of the entire brand as a whole. And it's simple as understanding the two ways that each key touch point can go: positive or negative moment of truth. So positive moments, or also known as moments of glory, happen when we exceed our customers' expectations throughout an interaction where they're having a difficult time with, or they need help or encouragement, or simply where they could welcome something extra. So, for example, a discount for an e-com website, or a complimentary drink in a restaurant, or a support agent being proactive with their help and going above and beyond. But what do all these have in common? And it's a match of the customer needs and motivation. You have to know your customer profile and what they value, and then you have to ensure that each key touch point focuses on those aspects. But then there is the opposite side of the spectrum. There's what you want to avoid, the negative moments, the moments of pain, unless of course you're reverse engineering the negative experience on purpose to provide a negative experience first to supercharge a positive experience. But this is a very risky strategy, so be careful with that one, but it's an idea. So a negative moment appears when the product or service disappoints them, when they don't feel like they are heard, or left without support in resolving their problem. And these can be very small on the scale, but it's the small things that count, that make people feel seen, especially in the fast pace that the internet is. So for example, a flower delivery service comes too early or too late, ruining a surprise for someone's birthday, or two patients visit a doctor at the same time due to a glitch in the schedule system, and one of them has to go home. And therefore, before adding any moments of glory, I would recommend to audit your current funnel and customer journey to see if there are any roadblocks that fuel any moments of pain, because a single moment of pain is more powerful than a moment of glory. For example, let's say you're looking for a hotel. You see all the positive reviews, but then there is that one bad review, and it stings. It leaves a solid impression, and despite there being 20 to 1 positive comments, you cannot run away from that one negative, and that is the power of a moment of pain in your brand's customer journey. So with this, you can capitalize on finding the weakest part of your customer journey and fixing it. You can multiply positive moments for a journey that's too average or uneventful. You can even develop instructions on handling moments of truth for the frontline staff, for example, and you can identify the moments where your service really shines, which you can reinforce those and reuse them across other stages because you know they work with that particular audience profile. But most importantly, you know that you have to remove the current roadblocks that hurt your moments of truth. Because if your moments of pain exist, then your moments of truth cannot shine through. So think of the last time you did something. You don't remember the ins and outs, but the big moments. Think of your own journey as a customer. What are the moments that make you stay or walk away? Because remember, with social media, it all begins with your content. It is where a person searches for information online and forms that first impression of your brand. And so remember to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you have a good day.